Hi, so I hope you can hear this because I haven't put my speaker on. So, welcome to Pure Healing with Emma, where you find out bits and bobs on how to do healing on yourself. I'm going to start making new YouTubes and I'm going to go back to the basics, but today I've done some more healing on me. So I'm sorry if I get upset again. I make these YouTube videos because I want to see people, I want people to see the rawness of what healing really consists of and how it is meant to be and how you are supposed to feel in this. And that it's okay. And that it's okay to get upset. It's okay. There's a few videos that my guides want me to do, but also my intuition of my own knowledge, because everything is actually already inside you. No matter what books you read, no matter what films you watch, no matter what is on Gaia, no matter what, it's all about following your own intuition. And what comes out is for you. Everybody heals in different ways. I cry when I let go. People are sick. People have to go in on themselves, not talk to people. Everybody's different in the way of their healing process. And obviously I've been doing the higher heart stuff. I've finished with that. I do want to make another video about this, but I did have my Earth star, my soul, sun star realigned, and I can channel better. It's amazing, but I'm going to make a completely different video with that. I want to go a bit about my process to how I got here, where I am now. And I basically, and it's really harsh because some people don't think they can actually ever get rid of their wounded or their ego self. And I'm here to tell you, yes you can. It takes a long time, it takes years, but it isn't actually you that's breaking away from the wounded. It's actually the wounded. Breaking away from you. Sorry, I paused it so I could have a good cry because I'm not doing that one here. It's actually the wounded, the ego that's breaking away from you. And I wanted to explain this in a video, that it's not you trying to break away from something it's actually that is trying to walk away from you because it sees all the healing and all the healthy stuff that you do on yourself. It knows it can't act out anymore. It knows it can't be there for you anymore. It knows it needs to leave and walk away. And it becomes healthier. It's quite surprising that the ego does do positive things after a while. It gets used to, and I don't really call it the ego anymore, I call it the wounded self. We have 3 versions of ourselves, and people don't know this, but our physical body is its own form, and it's its own thing, it's its own living creature on earth. And people get so much high on the soul stuff that they forget about the human bodies. And I didn't really forget about mine. I just knew that I wanted to work on my mental health because it wasn't good in my 20s and early 30s. And I've come a long way, and this is why I'm going to go back to basics on the first lot of videos, but right now I'm not doing it yet. So you can see my process of how far I've actually come and why I'm here today. And I've learnt so much about the wounded self, me being sick myself and unwell, And I've learned that because of our wounds, our physical bodies does get sick. It does get unwell because we treat it with shit. We don't actually know how to run our physical bodies. Neither does soul. Kind of does. But the wounded doesn't. The wounded has, and we're the wounded all the time, 24/7. We are the wounded self. 24/7, we're the wounded self. Until you start pulling away at it, until you start doing psychology on yourself, until you start realizing that your body has its own negative energy in it, until you start realizing that it's not your mind that's the ego, that it's stored in the body itself. And me doing body shaking therapy took away most of that negative energy. It took away most of it, nearly all of it. and I feel that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be negative beings on earth. We've got told so much shit and rubbish that everything, even on the spiritual aspect of everything, is a load of cock bullshit, some of it. It's not even true. And most of it is here in our own power, in our own self, of what we are and what we do with ourselves. And everything that you need to learn really is your soul. Your soul is guiding you on that path. Our guides are there and we can ask our guide questions, but I know my guides do sometimes put me in the right places, but mainly it's coming from my soul. My soul is the person that puts me on my path, puts me in the organisations, the people that I meet, puts me where I need to be with myself, and she will tell me, right, it's crystal alignment. She will tell me, this woman you need to follow. She'll tell me, we're going to go and have this done. She was the one that told me, you're going to do your Reiki 2 next year. I started it yesterday and oh my God. After not having it done for such a long time, because obviously I did it in 2015. I didn't really need my level 2. But in a way I'm glad that I did, because I'm so more grounded with my energy. And I can just ask for it to come on now without channeling, without doing all the hard work. It is there for me now, and I feel so more grounded after doing my Reiki 2 with my energy. It's unbelievable. But I've done so much healing on myself, from the witch room to the mother wound to just myself, of my bad habits and my bad patterns. And yes, I keep going back to them because my body, and this is what people don't understand about the body, is that it's programmed. It's not your mind. Your body is forming the mind. Your mind is the part of the body, obviously. It's your brain. And we keep focusing on this mind aspect all the time. And I am so glad that someone taught me the body shaking therapy for the mind, and I went away and went, that's not body alignment. That is still focusing on the mind. What is the body alignment? I want to do the body alignment. And after I said that, because you manifest the shit that you want to walk through, after I said I want to do the body alignment, it's completely different to the mind. The mind, yeah, it's all about mindfulness, but you're still going on that same process of not clearing it. And I was like, I'm going to use body shake therapy, but I'm using it for my body, not for my mind. And in a way, I went on a path with it, got rid of some of the negative energy out of my body, well, most of the negative energy out of my body. Obviously, I have my shamanic drum as well. Everyone should get one of those and go and find a course to do self-healing with a shamanic drum, because the vibration is stronger, it's higher, it puts you in the happiness vibration. It can help to heal your physical body. It's helping me with mine. It's helped me to put on my path. She actually did a lot of heart healing with me, and I did a lot of heart healing with her. You see, there's a lot to this stuff, to spirituality. It's not just it's meditating. It's not just crystals. It's not just being a friggin', it's not just a witch, and it's not just casting spells. It's far more than that when you go on an evolvement path. It's your creation of who you are as a person, and getting rid of those attachments that you formed on yourself when you was a little girl or a little boy. And you realise that when you go further and deeper on the path like I have, and not many people know this, and this is why I'm doing these videos, because you never know, I might write a book one day. And I can play these videos back because they're my memories, and I put them on YouTube to help other people to understand things. And I know I need to do the love vibration again, and the low vibration of love, because people aren't understanding that either. Even on the spiritual path, there's a lot of people still loving in a low vibrational energy. And it is all about being in the happiness vibration. Actually, it's actually higher. And then once you start going into the happiness vibration, you will learn the real unconditional love if you get to open up your heart chakra. And I don't mean the heart chakra, which you see there, the green one. I mean the fluorescent pink one, and it's hot pink, and that here's your eye heart colour. And it's from rose quartz as well. And yeah, and when I had my Reiki attunement yesterday, that's the colour I got to see. I got to see my third eye just bright pink, and I was like, that's my higher heart, that's healing. And yeah, and I've been on a journey with my Reiki, and it's only been one day. I did do some crystal healing on my back yesterday, this morning, sorry, because my back chakras weren't aligned to the Reiki 2, and my back was hurting me. And I was supposed to do the crystal healing on my back before, because what people don't realise with crystals and the chakras is you're supposed to update your chakras. Like when you do healing on yourself, the inner work on yourself, and you're shredding and you're ripping away and you're purging, you have to update your chakras. Otherwise you're still going to be in the same loophole that you have already been in. So yeah, I was going to do a completely different video with this, and I might do so people can see the title. But you have to update your chakras, so then the shreddiness has gone out the chakras, you're high in vibration. You become higher in vibration when you keep updating chakras, but the back ones get left loads. And my guide was like, you need to do it. I didn't have time to do it, and then they were like, or my soul was like, you need to do it tomorrow morning. There's no leaving it. You need to update your chakras. And as soon as I did, I could feel myself again and my own power, not just Reiki. I wanted Reiki because I wanted the attunement. I'm not going to do Reiki 2. Obviously, I'm going to use my power, and it's upgraded me. And I think maybe now it's time to say that Reiki is an attunement for upgrading us into our own magic and in our own beliefs and in our own soul power. Because everything is changing in spirituality and everything is new. Some people think it's going back to how it used to be, and maybe it is. Maybe we was never told properly what things actually were, and this video is meant to be all about my physical body. And I've been coming in alignment with my physical body, but as I come in alignment more with my physical body, my ego is shredding away. And that's why I got upset earlier, because I have just absolutely cried my eyes out. I'm going to have to go in the kitchen for 1 minute just to turn something off, and then I'll be back. Hi, sorry, I'm back now. Had my lunch, I had my dinner. So yes, so I went on the body alignment. I'm actually going to play this back to see So I've been crying my eyes out, is where I got to. Because I had realization one day, because you can actually talk to your body and you can use your pendulum or kinesiology to connect with your body and or listen in, because the more you shred away the negative energy from the body, the more insights you get how you should be living on this planet with your human self. That's how it is. Basically, I got to the trauma actually programs us into something that we're not, obviously, but it also programs the body, the way we eat, the way we sleep, what we eat, what we drink, the way we drink, the way we eat, because sometimes we eat too fast for our bodies and we're meant to eat slow. The body actually wants to move slow, but we've got used to moving in a fast pace with our bodies. The body actually wants more self-control, doesn't want to be going out there and being wacky and jumpy, and because it stresses it out, it wants to move slow. And I'll tell you how to do this in a moment. And and my body actually now wants me to sort my neck out, because I've been doing this for years with my phone and my neck is not in alignment anymore because my bones move. So my neck, so I asked my body and said to my body, please move my neck. And I think I've talked about this on the other video actually, and she's put it right for me. And obviously I keep going back to my old patterns, but I'm trying to be healthy with it and keep being patient with it and going back to where it should be. So I realised that our bodies have got certain memories from our trauma, memory of bad habits and patterns, memory of conditioning, programming, fake belief system, fake emotion system, because it is fake. And when you start going into the body deeper and start looking, right, what's my body carrying, what's my liver carrying, what are my organs carrying, what emotions are stored there that aren't true to me anymore. It isn't true to my body. My body is just like, can you get rid of them please, because they're causing you chaos inside your body. They're causing my organs to not work properly. So even though I know there's some people out there saying sit with it, I'm saying fucking remove it. Just remove it, because you get to learn your own body's real emotions, because they are there, but they're not that bad. Like I've got to learn the real emotion of nervousness without anxiety and fear. And it wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. It was just like a little bit of a... It was hard to explain, but it's just a tiny bit. It's not like where I'm freaking out, walking around all over the place, going really fast upon myself, getting anxious, over worrying and overthinking. It was just... So I'm going to do this talk today. My body feels a bit weird, feels a bit strange. I'm not used to this. I'm used to being anxious and in fear, and I'm like, this isn't it. This is nervousness. This is what true nervousness feels like. Like, oh, okay. So I've got to the point, I keep going off the point of why I made this video. So I wanted you to understand that you're living as your trauma and not your real self. Or not a real self of who you are or could be. You are your own creator, and if you keep living with your patterns and then your bad habits, you're going to keep reliving that cycle of those. And I've got to have a few weeks off work, because I've realised today, and this is why I've made this video, is because I know that my posture's not good. And I'm trying to fix it myself, because you don't actually need to go anywhere. I'm going to put a link in this video so you can see what I mean about the way we sleep. We sleep as our trauma wants to sleep. We sleep as our trauma wants to sleep. Probably why I keep getting bad dreams all the time, because my trauma is being played in my head while I'm sleeping. My brain doesn't actually have a rest because I dream every night, and I have done since being younger. Although I've just used my shamanic drum to see if she could change my dreams for me into nicer ones. So we'll see what happens tonight when I go to bed. Hopefully a nice dream, not what it was last night, because it was awful. So, and we've positioned our body in a way where we sit. We obviously, some of us will go over like this, which I do a lot, and it's causing problems with my lymph nodes. My lymph nodes are blocked and stuff, and things in my body still aren't working properly. I look better than most of my videos. My face looks better anyway. Looks more fuller for a change instead of gaunt. Yeah. So I wanted you to understand that sometimes it's your body that wants to live. It's your body that wants to manifest things. It's not a soul sky plane journey that we're living in on Earth. We forget that we're here as Earth, it's native, and that's what we should be learning. Like learning Earth, learning what it's got to give us. I think I've said this in the other video as well. So the point is today, and I have mentioned before, like, I tell my body to do things for me, and I'll say to my body, do you want that body? And I'll use Kingsology and it will say yes or no. And today I decided, right, there's a link that someone showed me how to stand yourself up against the wall properly, and that's how you got to walk, sit. That's how you got to walk. And also it shows you about sleeping and sitting in a car. So today I decided to, after the static dancing with my drum, I decided to walk over to the wall and just said, right body, let's get into the way you should be standing. And I absolutely just started crying as soon as I got into the alignment with my body, of my physical properly. It released all this energy that was stored in it, and it just made me cry, like really cry. I mean, like someone was dying crying. And my wounded self was so upset, they actually said sorry to me for treating me like shit and not looking after myself properly when I was younger, because I didn't love myself. That's what we do. We don't look after ourselves right. We didn't know what we're doing. We weren't taught right as being a child, some of us. Do you know what I mean? We weren't taught how we should stand, how we should sit, how we should eat properly, drinking at stupid ages, and like, I don't know. It's just obviously a generational thing that's just become the norm, and it's not the norm, it's actually false. And so so I released a lot of energy from my wounded self, realising that I fucked up my own body. I already knew that I fucked up my own body, but to have that releasement of my wounded self, say sorry and say, I'm going to do this now for you. And my body, and I don't actually think it was my wounded self that was crying. I think it was my body. My body was letting go of, because our bodies need to be free. Our bodies need to be free as well. It's not just soul stuff, wounded stuff. Your body is an element of you. So it's like wounded, your wounded self, your soul self, and your body self. that's what you're working with, really. It's the mind is the body, they're one together. So it's like your wounded self, your soul self, your body self. That's who you're working with your inner self. And obviously your inner child's your wounded self. And I feel sorry that we call our inner child's stuff and we can just say wounded self and not even blame the inner child. They've not really done anything wrong. And like, it's just something that we became or become because we actually program ourselves. Yes, we might have learnt from parents, but when you get on the body journey, you're saying sorry to your body, let's say. But that's the first. I mean, I've said sorry to my body before. Obviously, I've done Ho'oponopono on my body. And yeah, I cried a little bit, but nothing like that. I think my body realised that I really do want to help it to get physically well and better. That she's like, oh my God, she's actually, my wounded self is actually getting up and doing something for me. And yeah, I just released so much as soon as I went into my physical alignment, let's say, because that's what it is, getting my physical body right. It just released so much stuff. And yeah, so that's what this video is about today, me releasing from my body self. And obviously once I've done the process, I can just say self, because that's where we get into, is just self. It's not really soul self, it's not really body self, it's just self, just being yourself. With a clear mind, clear head, focus. And the more you do the process, your wounded starts to leave you. And I get upset because I realised in the kitchen when I was getting my food, it is quite scary that your wounded is actually leaving you, because you've always lived that way. And you're like, I'm actually really going into the unknown of, I ain't got a clue what's going to happen. Obviously I have a good insight on what to do with myself, but I think my wounded self is scared of leaving. And because obviously I'm going to get better once it's gone, but people think they can't get rid of it on earth, and that you have to do so much and then do the rest when you pass over. And it's like, that's not true. I've done so much work on myself that nobody even realised what I do. I live on my own. I get to. And I know that today has been a bit awkward as well for me, because I was seeing somebody and they're ghosting me a bit, but I don't know if that is true. And my old patterns have come up with what I would normally thought, because they're not texting me or replying to me, where they've been consistent and it's going in that same boat again. And you're like wondering, right, what's happening? So yeah, I don't know what's happening with that, but I'm not thinking about it now, because my wounded self has cleared itself a bit. So my overthinking way is starting to wear off, and which I've noticed it's wearing off that much that sometimes I can't think and it's just blank, and I'm just like, okay, because that's what it is about, isn't it? It's about living in the moment, living in the now, and that's what we've all been told to get to and try and get to. And then when you do, you're like, I ain't got a clue. You ain't got a clue because you've got used to living as 24/7 as your wounded self, and then once it starts going, you're like, what do I do now? Because you just go slow pace. Like, you really do go slow pace. I'm more chilled out than what I normally am. And it's really nice. I am enjoying the process. Like yesterday, before I did Reiki 2, I was in the bath for ages, and I had to do a lot of letting go again, more stuff of the wounded. Like my wounded self does not want to be here anymore. She wants to finish this and just be normal, as she's putting it, or just be healthy. And I think my wounding is starting to realise and starting to break down, because realising that I can't live like this anymore. And this is why I went and had my Reiki 2 when I had it, because I have finished so much stuff of healing on myself that I pretty much don't need to do much anymore. I only need to do what comes out at the present moment, because my past self is finished, it's gone. I don't need to look at that stuff anymore. And like, it got took out of me yesterday actually, after the bath and doing Reiki 2. Because I felt it in my heart chakra, like, and then things in my back was sticking in me, and I was like, oh, something's just been pulled out. What is that? And then the last picked up that was behind me said, so I don't know who it was, but someone in this room, someone's just had a cord pulled from their back and just went, your past's gone, it's done with now, you don't need to do anything more about it. And I think that was for me, to be honest with you. I know there was a woman that got over emotional, but I was emotional as well, but not that bad, because I kind of ordered it in a little bit. But I realised putting myself in my posture as well, before I started crying on the wall, putting my back against the wall and stuff, I noticed that my chakras aren't in proper alignment. They're in the alignment of how my body is now. So I'm like telling my guide, right, as I move my body back to its physical alignment, my chakras need to move with it, because I was all over the place. I was like this. Whoa, what's that? Why? So yeah, that's a learning goal of what I am on next and what I've got to do next. So yeah, that's great. So anyway, that is my YouTube for today. And if you pick up anything from this that you might agree with or don't, I don't mind if you don't. That's you and your journey. It's not mine. This is my journey and what I pick up when I do evolvement work. I pick a lot of stuff up when I do it myself without reading stuff. I like to do it like that. It's just me. It's what I've got used to doing as well. So yeah, because I pretty much don't watch anyone anymore. Like, I don't even watch Aaron Dorothy anymore. I've not watched him for the last 2 years. I miss watching him, but I don't really need to follow him. I don't really need to follow anyone, because I'm going on my own journey and I know my own self what it is that I need to do with me. And I just wanted people to be more aware of, please ask your body if that manifestation is right for it before you manifest, because a lot of times they're not, and our bodies are triggered by it because it's not right for us. It might be right for soul, but it's not right for body. And you need to ask your body first, is being vegan good enough for my body? On a soul level, we'd say yes. On your body level, some will say no and some will say yes, just because we all have DNA patterns from our soul, and it's our soul that created our bodies, by the way. Just thought I'd put that there. It wasn't really a creator that created us. We created ourselves before we came here on the planet. We knew what our body was going to look like, because we chose it. We chose the body, like that one. And I'm glad my soul picked this body, because she's pretty, because she's beautiful. But I just never got to see it, and I wonder if that was my lesson to learn on Earth. I'm gonna cry again. And I just saw something come down in my room. Somebody's watching me. Great. I didn't want to do mediumship. He's just over the up. I think it's a spirit guide, to be honest with you. Probably clarifying what I'm saying about maybe my lesson of Earth was for me to learn I needed to see my own beauty and love myself. So that is another random video from me today. So please like and subscribe to my page if you're new. I'm open to do, now I've done my Reiki and I have my drum, I'm open to do some healings on here, to gift healings to my subscribers, and one day, hopefully, because I need to see if this is where I'm going, is going online and having my own Patreon page. Like I've always wanted for the last few years, but I've been off and on and going on a different journey with it, and some things have been took away from me, like I'm not selling crystals. I have some crystals still for sale, but I'm not selling the big raw towered or spheres and stuff like that at the moment. I've got my own collection though. But yeah, so the universe really moved for me when I went into my higher heart. And then doing Reiki 2, things are like come away from me now, and I'm like, no, I didn't want that to go. I wanted to see it move more forward. But I suppose maybe it wasn't right for me and him. That's who I'm on about. And I know he's not on here, so I can talk about it. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to go because I don't really need to know about my personal love life. I don't like talking about stuff like that on here really, because yeah, it's not needed on here really. But anyway, I'm going to go before I start talking even more about stuff. Hopefully when I can find time with work, because I am sorting my life out at the moment. I am sorting out things from my home. My home life is getting reorganised, and my work life is being reorganised. I now work at Crystal Clouds UK in Mansfield Woodhouse, doing mini pamper treatments. Well, not mini pamper treatments at all. That was a few months ago. Now I'm actually doing my proper treatments, bringing back my facials and my pamper side, and then doing my healings there, my drumming healings there, and it's going really well. It was my first day on Tuesday, the 6th of June, and yeah, it was my first day. It went really well, and I'm getting some appointments in for the other Tuesdays. I'm working there every other Tuesday, so I can have a break in between. So I'm not working too much because I want to live my life. That's what I'm here for. I want to live for me now, and because I'm tired, my body's tired. I just want to live for me and do what I want to do and be at peace and stuff. I think that's what we all want, but I'm actually going for it. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope that this wasn't too confusing for some people, because I know what I talk about can be a bit up there, and I hope I presented better and wasn't going all over the place like I normally do. But I think since having my attunement, I'm a lot grounded now, so I'll be able to talk better on my YouTube channel. So I'll bring out some new things soon. So thanks very much again for watching, and have a great week, great weekend, and catch you all soon. Bye.